Welcome, everybody. This is Rachel Hansel with the Louisiana Film Prize. I'm here with another Top 20 Filmmaker interview. But first up, I want to remind everybody that the festival is October the 15th through the 19th this year, and then Film Prize will be the 17th and 18th. All right, so right here I have the Bens. You've heard of the Daniels. Now we have the Bens. We've got Ben Maynor and Ben Matheny. I'll get it right. So welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All
Hey, how's
right.
it going?
Good. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves, where you're from, your filmmaking journey, and how you got here?
Oh, sure. So I am originally from Anniston, Alabama. I
Oh,
moved to New Orleans, I don't know, almost 18 years ago and went to the University of New Orleans and did film school there. That's actually where Ben Matheny and I met. We started collaborating on some shorts and different projects. And after graduating, I started working in, the camera department of TV shows and movies that we're shooting here. But Matheny and I would kind of, I don't know, always kind of have a project or two that we were talking about or kicking around on the side and, try to get little indie projects going in between real jobs.
yeah, cool.
Yeah, very similar story. I grew up in Mississippi, moved here to go to the University of New Orleans Film School. And yeah, kind of while we were all in school together, and then in the years following, we just had like a group of buddies that was, as you said, kind of every weekend working on something or another. And it was that group of friends. We all made our first feature, Easy Does It together. And that opened the door for me to be able to produce some more. And so since that time, I've been producing more indie features as well as doing some work in the industry. And yeah, and here we are now.
Cool. So the project that we're talking about is Vultures Prey at the Starlight Motel. Okay, so that sounds a little ominous. So tell me a little bit about this film without giving away too much.
Yeah, it's I think it's about a girl who's in peril and she seeks the help of a kind stranger to help her, kind of solve a mystery and figure out what's going on. And the case leads them to the Starlight Motel, where we learn sinister things are afoot.
Yeah, and it's, and tonally, I think, we were trying to, while there is, yeah, this sort of sinister element to the plot, and there's kind of a spooky, fun thing that we won't ruin too much because it sort of gets to be a little bit of surprise as you're watching it. But I think, tonally, we wanted something that still had some comedic element to it, and that still had kind of a fun, I would say almost nostalgic,
I think kind of like a lot of John Carpenter movies almost, they kind of thread that line where a lot of it can be like a little bit humorous or, still kind of spooky. A lot of like Steven Spielberg kind of walks that line where he'll have something like that's spooky, but still feels, I don't know, it's not too much. It's not too blood and guts or too intense, but it's still something supernatural and gives you that kind of sense of wonder, hopefully.
All right, cool. So Ben Maynor, did you come up with this concept, or and then just come to the other Ben? It's like, come on, let's do this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was kind of my initial idea. We've kicked around like some different ideas for like horror movies over the years. Like we had one idea that was like a swamp creature feature, and then after that we talked about wanting to do something at a motel, like a shady, motel horror story. And I think like after that conversation, this idea kind of marinated for a while and tried to think of, I don't know, just what I would like to see in a movie and things that hadn't been tried before and wanting to get to play around with like some practical effects and experiment with some of that stuff. And, it worked. Here we are.
Here you are. And so this is your first film in Film Prize. Have either one of you visited the festival before?
Nope, I can't say that I have.
yeah,
This will be
I
ours.
it was I think it was y'all's first year I acted in a movie, most complex form of ventriloquism, Ashley Chipman's movie. It might have been the initial year, if not the second. And it was,
Things have changed since then.
yeah, I
They're a
believe
lot bigger. It's a lot crazier now.
I've seen the press coverage. It looks nuts, but even then it was really fun. I mean, even then it was just such a kind of a unique festival experience. So really looking forward to it.
So what made you guys want to enter this year? Did it have anything to do with the new Oscar eligibility?
I think for us, it was mostly just about, this is kind of an idea we wanted to make as a proof of concept for a bigger feature film.
Oh yeah.
And we were just kind of finishing up production and starting to look at, festival submissions, like who was open. And it looks like we were gonna, finish in time to submit to this. And it was like, wow, it would be awesome to, potentially win and put the, the grand prize towards making a feature, but also just getting to see the film in, around an audience of our peers or with our friends and seeing how it plays, and also just the networking and connections.
Yeah.
So don't even care at all that you might possibly be eligible for an Oscar?
Oh, I mean, like that would be cool, sure. I mean, but I don't know.
Don't want to get your hopes up too much.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But
And
yeah,
there,
it is kind of a big deal. And just for those of you who don't know, being Oscar eligible is not something so is like, oh, this film is great, I want to nominate it. There's a huge process that goes into it. So it's kind of a big deal that this is going to be an Oscar eligible film. So I fingers crossed for you guys. I hope all goes well. And we look forward to seeing you down here or up here. Actually, are you guys in New Orleans now? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So we look forward to seeing you in October, October 17th through 18th. Bring your friends, bring your crew. I hope you're going to be able to bring your cast up as well, or some of them.
I think some of them are planning on making the trip. I haven't heard back from everybody. Everybody who wants to, it's just,
Yeah.
whether work or schedules will allow it, I think.
Yeah. Know how it goes. All right. Well, let's end it with a Viva La Film Prize. So on three, let's give a big Viva La Film Prize. You guys ready?
sure.
Oh, yeah.
I think one of you's ready. I'm ready. Okay, guys. 1, 2, 3. Viva La
Viva
Film
la Film
Prize!
Prize!